Recitation of Surah Fatiha. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي صلى الله على محمد وآل محمد. Just to start off with a point that I think should be heard by everyone here in our community and people who are here and elsewhere, that they need to know this in regards to how community is built, how things are done, the way that Rasulullah taught us, and what was his message as we see forward. When we look at it, we see that Rasulullah, and he did not establish masjid for a long time. In fact, where is the first masjid that was established? In Medina. So when he was in Mecca, there was no masjid. There was an Islamic center. There was an Islamic center where he used to come and there used to be speeches and they would pray. But it wasn't a masjid. Masjid was established in Medina way after he came. When was Jummah established? Also in Medina. When we look at it, Jummah prayers, Friday prayers, the first Friday prayer was held in Medina, and there's a masjid there for that. There's a masjid that says this is for Jummah. Masjid al-Jummah it's called. So when we look at it, you see that at first he worked in order to create a community. He created a community first, a group of people who were in obedience to Allah. They had the same goals. And when that was created, then came the social ibadat, the social get-togethers, the ibadat, the Eid, and all those things. It came afterwards. It didn't come at the beginning. It didn't come over there at the start. It came later. So a lot of times we need to look at this and say, which stage are we on? Where are we? Jum'ah, it means that there's a jama'at first. There's a jama'at, then there's a need for Jummah or any social ibadat. And that is what we are working on. What we need to start off is to see how we can create that community. Us being together and having that community is what's important. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So this is in this hadith where I have read that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said that our imamat and the community that's under the imamat is founded on 7 things. On 7 things. And so we were reading that hadith, and number 1 was rifq, which means courtesy, being courteous to one another. This is our way and the foundation of our deen and our imamat, he says, that we are courteous to others. We spoke about that. This is ulfat, right? Expression of love, that we have this expression of love for one another. Number two. Three, waqar. Waqar means nobility, having a noble character. No matter what people do, we don't go down to their level. If they're like shouting at us, we don't go down to their level and, just do that. No, we maintain our high ground. We don't lose our patience and tolerance. We do that. So that's number three. Number four is taqiyya. Right? We are very smart in how we do things. Right? We don't just make people upset by exposing ourselves. They won't understand. In other words, when you have ignorant people, you don't just talk with ignorant people. You don't argue with ignorant people. Allah says that when ignorant people address you, you say, Salaam alaikum, and walk on. You don't start arguing with them. Imam Ali said, every time I argued with an ignorant person, I lost the argument. Imam Ali says that. So I lost the argument. You just can't go ahead with this, right? So we are like that. We don't expose ourselves or put ourselves out there like that. Our imamat is based on smartness, on knowing what to say and how to do things. It's called taqiyya. We spoke about it last week. There's so many aspects of it, and it's a beautiful thing that we have, that Allah speaks of in the Quran, and we spoke about that. Number 5, which we are going to speak about today, is wara. He says the 5th thing that our imamat is based on, and the foundation of our imamat is wara. Now, this might be a new word for you all. Have you ever heard of this word wara? No? Okay, very good. So this is a word that you'll be hearing, wara, right? And you will learn 2 new words today, right? That are very important in hadith, very important in the practice of our deen, but unfortunately not spoken of or, practiced. Now, you might have heard of taqwa, right? Piety, right? You heard about taqwa, right? Good, very good. Now let me tell you about wara. Wara is a one step above taqwa. Wara is one state above taqwa. It means that you make yourself such that you do not go close to anything that is going to harm you. In other words, that is haram, that is wrong, that is indecent. Keep yourself away from that. Abstaining from that, go away from that, far away from that. So, taqwa is a decision between haram and halal. What's taqwa? When you are faced with the decision of haram and halal, you choose halal and reject haram. This is taqwa. Very good. Wara is a choice between 2 halal things. Wara is a choice between 2 halal things, that this one halal might lead you down to something wrong. It's halal. It's mubah for you. You're able to do it, but it might lead you down the wrong path. Not doing that halal is called wara. Abstaining from halal things that will hurt you is known as wara. Abstaining from that path that goes down there. Let me explain that a little bit more. Send the salawats. In the hadith of Mi'raj, when Rasulullah went for Mi'raj, this is a part of that hadith. The hadith of Mi'raj is a very long hadith that we have, and dangerous one also, right? And it's very explicit, and women don't like to hear that, right? Because there's a lot of things about women in it. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. So, when you look at this, right, that hadith, one part of that hadith, right, it says, Ya Ahmad, talking to the Prophet, Allah says, Ya Ahmad, alayka bil wara. He says, I advise you to practice wara. To practice wara. He says, فَإِنَّ الْوَرَى رَأْسُ الدِّينِ وَوَسَطُ الدِّينِ وَآخِرُ الدِّينِ. He says, wara is the head of religion, the middle of religion, and the ending of religion. Meaning, wara is all of religion. Deen and the practice of deen. He says, if you don't have wara, there's no deen. You can't have deen, you will be lost. Practice wara. This is a way of life that Allah is telling the Prophet, practice this. Not taqwa. Taqwa is different, my friends. Wara is different. Taqwa, as I said, when you have a decision between haram and halal. For example, you go to McDonald's, right? And then you're trying to choose, okay, this is haram for me and that's halal for me. Whatever, you know. A milkshake is halal, you know, and you know, burger is haram. So I don't eat the burger, I drink the milkshake, right? This is taqwa. This is taqwa. But wara means that you don't bring yourself to the point where haram comes in your decision. Why are you at McDonald's in the first place? Right? Why are you there in the first place? To make that haram is a choice now. Don't put yourself in a place where haram becomes a choice. Don't go to that ending where now haram is a choice for you. Why are you at that situation? You know, for example, you go to a party and there's music going on and say, you know what, I'm going to leave over here. Why did you go there in the first place? Like, what do you think they're going to do in a party? Do I kumel, you know? Why did you end up in a place where haram is a part of your equation? This, not putting yourself in that situation, is known as wara. You see, this is what this is. Now let me read some hadith for you in regards to wara. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Okay, now, yes, brother. Right. Yeah, because you're making a choice, right? You see, like the idea is that when you're in that situation, so you're rejecting it. Right? Yeah, you have no, even if it's diet. The issue that happens is this, right? The reason wara is important is because in taqwa there is a chance for you to slide down. The reason there's a chance for you to slide down is because you are dealing with someone who is smarter than you are, and that's shaitan. There you go. So what happens? Yeah, this is what happens when you are going in that direction. When you might think, I have no thing, right? But shaitan is going to wear you down. Yeah, shaitan's going to wear you down. He's going to be like, okay, you know what? Good. Keep on coming, you know? Keep on coming here and I will wear you down. Because I will outlive you. I have outlived everyone. Allah has given me that, He hasn't given you. Right? You don't know when you're going to die. I'm not going to die. Trust me, I'm living with that knowledge that death is not coming right now. Right? So I will wait and I will work on you. So you see, taqwa, whenever you practice taqwa, what happens is that there is a chance that shaitan is going to wear you down. And he is obviously more knowledgeable than we are and smarter than we are. So that's why wara is ra'suddin, wasatuddin wa akhiruddin. Why? Because this is what's really helping you. What's going to help you against shaitan is this. What's helping you against haram is taqwa. But what's helping you against shaitan is wara. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Now, there's another term which you are going to learn right now. Maybe some of you know this or not. And that is that wara, as I said, is a choice between two halal things. Right? Now, a halal that we know, that is known as shubh or tashabbuh. Now, in Farsi, this word is used a lot. Luqme shubhenak, right, is used a lot, right? In Urdu, it's not used that much. It's not used amongst us that much. Or in other languages. But this word exists in hadith. This word exists in hadith. And in explaining wara, Imam Ali uses this word. And I'll explain what that word is also, but let's read this hadith from Imam Ali first. Salawat ala Muhammad. He says, La wara'a kal wuqufe in the shubha. There's no wara like abstaining yourself from shubha. Okay, shubha, as explained by Rasulullah, right? The Prophet of Allah, he explains what is shubha. Shubha, he says, halalun bayyinun. He says halal is known. Haramun bayyinun. And haram is known. I mean, what is halal? You know what is halal. There's no doubt in it. This is halal, halal. Right? This is haram. He says, wa shubha, shubahat baina dhalik. Between these two, there is shubha. Meaning, in a place or a thing that you don't know whether it's halal or haram. It is called shubha. But you're uncertain, is it haram and halal? For example, gelatin. Is it halal, haram? There is doubt. Has it gone through process? Has it not gone through process? Some say yes, some say no. You know what? This is known as shubha. This is known as shubha. Right? Anything like that, where you don't know for sure. Is it this way or is it that way? This is shubha. So Imam Ali is saying that there is no wara like abstinence from shubha. From things that are shubha in your life, doubtful, questionable. Whether it's halal or haram, you don't know for sure. These are in earnings, there's shubha. When you earn money, it's very important to know that. Because this is how you get wara. He says, stay away from shubha, that's it. Stay away from anything that's doubtful. There are two ways, actually, but, and I should let everyone know this. The practice of ulama, obviously fiqh, is that everything is halal until it is haram. This is the practice of fiqh. It says that. But wara is opposing that. Right? Wara is opposing that. No, if you have a doubt, stay away from it. You see, this is the difference between way of life now. What way of life do you want to practice? You want to take a risk over there? I say, inshallah, everything is halal. Or you want to do what Imam Ali is saying, that, listen, wara is abstinence from shubha. Stay away from shubha. Stay away from some doubtful. Anything like that. Brother, that's for lunch. He's like sweating right now. Right? But as I said, the ulama allow you in that case. But the reason wara is important, I'll explain in a little while, right? Let me see what wara is. Like, for example, I'll give you an example, two examples of shubha, doubtful earning, right? For example, price gouging. If you gouge prices on staple foods, it's haram. Things that people need. That is haram for sure. But if you gouge price based on what's happening right now, let's say, the market is up, in the market, this and that, and you gouge the price, right, where it's not staple, something that people need, but, it's still unfair. Unfair practices. This is, there's a doubt that if this dealing or if this transaction is halal or haram. We don't know. This is known as shubha. To deal in that, the earning you're getting is shubha. Don't deal in that. And a lot of times it happens, you sell something at you take advantage of someone who is desperate. For example, the guy is desperate and he is trying to sell his house, right? And it goes into foreclosure, you buy it, so cheap. My friends, in any transaction, both the sides must be razi. There must be an agreement. And the agreement must be real. Agreement has to be real. You just can't say, are you okay with this? I have no choice, do I? This transaction is batil. This is a batil transaction. It doesn't work. That's not yours anymore. It still belongs to him. He has to be okay with the transaction. And the okay must be real. Yes, I'm fine with that. That's why you have to give him that much that he's in agreement with that. So if you buy something because of his desperate situation and make him go into a loss, this is shubha. This is shubha. Now you don't know whether the transaction is halal or haram. You see, a lot of practices that are happening in our life, there's shubha in it. There's doubt in it. It's questionable. That's why we have to see, is this right for us to do this transaction? Right? Like for example, doing a transaction with a child. Taking advantage of him or taking advantage of anyone. This is wrong. This is shubha. And since this is something that needs to be avoided. So if a person takes the advice of the Imams and practices wara, then he cannot do this. He should stay away from this. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Imam Ali alayhi salam mentions this in Nahjul Balagha. He says, Aina al-mutawarri'un fi makasibihim. Where are those people who are doing wara in their earnings? Where are those people? Where are those mu'mineen who are, when they earn money and they do business and they do transaction, they are doing wara in their life. They are practicing wara in this life. And then he says, Ala wa innakum la taqdirun ala dhalik. He says, you're unable to do what I do. Imam Ali says, you cannot reach my station in my practice. He says, walakin a'inuni bil wara. But at least help me by doing wara in your life. By staying away from those things that have shubha, that have doubt. Stay away from that. At least do this much. You cannot be like me, but at least do wara. You see what this is. Now the reason why wara is important and why the Imam is saying that wara is the foundation of imamat, my friends, there's two practices, again as I said. One that says, everything is halal until it is haram. That's, of course, it's a hadith, and it's practice also that we do that, right? That's one practice. The other practice is abstaining from those things that are doubtful, questionable, shubha, and these things. The two practices. What is the difference between the two practices? You see, one practice makes you a good person. If you stay away from haram and do halal, that is a good person. You are a good person. You are a good person. But with that practice can never lead to Karbala. Living Islam like that will never lead you to join Imam Hussein in Karbala. Or Imam Mahdi. Ajallallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. Imam Sadiq is saying the path to us is wara, not taqwa. You want to come and become our helper? Then this is the practice you need in your life. This is what you need to do. If you want to be with us, yes, if you just want to be a good person and reach Jannah, that's fine. But if you want to be with Ahlul Bayt, if you want to be with Imam Hussein, the practice of deen is different. Not everyone who just claims, is going to be there. That's, of course, Aql doesn't say that. He says, what do you have to do with Imam Hussein, man? Look at your practice. Look at the way you're living your life. You really think that you will understand Imam, even get close to Imam Hussein? In that sense, you wouldn't even like a person like Imam Hussein. That's the issue. Wara is what makes you know and understand Imams and says, yes, that's why Imam is saying the foundation of Imamat is wara. Do this. That's when you reach the Imam. But no one else is able to recognize it. Wara makes you reach the Imam. And this is where we come to Hazrat Fatima Masooma. Yes, my friends, this is where we come to her. Her history is about this. This is where her history is. You know that she is the daughter of Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam, sister of our 8th Imam. About her, We have so many hadiths speaking about her high station and who she is and her value in Islam. Really, if, just this much is enough for us to know this, right? That it is said, there's a reason that Allah, He kept Bibi Fatima hidden from us. Bibi Fatima, really, she is our mother, mother of all mu'mineen. She's the mother, right? And every child has the right to get the du'as of his or her mother, to go to his mother. We have a right to do that. But Allah took that right away from us. Allah took that right away from us, right? We can't go to Bibi Fatima. Just this much is enough for you to know about Hazrat Masooma, is that it said that if you want to go to your mother Fatima, then do the ziyarat of Masooma. Allahumma. That's enough to know about her, right? Now, understand why. Obviously, her akhlaq and her deen and her taqwa, that is there, right? But why? When Imam Rida was taken to Khurasan, he was taken as a hostage. He was taken as a hostage. It was a kidnapping and an active hostage situation. He didn't go there on his own will, okay, let's do this, He was taken as a hostage. They put him in with an escort, and they escorted him out of there. Now, when the Imam was being taken there, and the news got around that, the rumors got around. It was mostly rumors that Imam Rida has accepted to be the vice president of Mamun. Now, let's say, for example, it's election season, and you see that every nominee for a president has to choose a running mate, vice president, right? And it's very important, that who he chooses, that's a big major decision that he makes, and his whole character and his thing is known by that and all these things. So, someone who accepts their nomination also is judged, For example, Donald Trump, if he chooses someone and someone accepts it, then you're like, really? You accepted his nomination to be the vice president for him? So obviously, that, this has a huge effect on a person. So imagine if you're living in Imam Riza's time and you hear that Imam Riza accepted the nomination of Mamun Rashid. Imagine how you'll be like, what? But I thought the Imams were like, divinely appointed from Allah, Masoom, and all these things. So the Shias were divided into two camps. At that time, when they heard the news, they were divided into two types. One camp of the Shias were applauding Imam Rida. See, our Imams are statesmen. They are so good that he's going to become the vice president and he's going to have this position and blah, blah. And they were applauding Imam Rida for it. Right? All the way through. And then you had this other group who were saying that, astaghfirullah, Imam Rida has sold himself to Mamun Rashid. He has betrayed his grandfathers who always stood up to Zalimeen, and he did this. So then you have two extreme of Shias. One who are like applauding him, and the others who are like, making plans to kill him. Because they didn't want the Imams to get a bad name and reputation. So Shias were making plots to kill Imam Rida on the way to Khurasan. So as they were attacking Imam Rida, Mamun beefed up the security to make sure that he's not killed, that he needs him here alive. And the Shias are trying to kill him. So all the way through, it's like a drama. Shias are making plans to kill him, and he's being taken from here to there with protection so that he doesn't get hurt by Mamun's people. So these are the Shias right now. Imagine this. What will happen right now? If the Imam comes back, where will the Shias be? What are they doing? What happened? What's their marifat? How do you know the Imams? What are they doing? What's happening? How much trust do you have in them? And friends, this is necessary. And this ideas comes from your practice of your religion. From the practice of wara in your life. This comes from that. How do you know the Imam is this the Imam? How do you know to follow him? This comes from that. Hazrat Fatima recognized the situation that Imam Rida is in. And she knew that he is being used by Mamun for his own thing. Obviously, he's the Imam. But me as a Shia, if I see my Imam is being in danger, and he is being like that, that's why she created a movement in Medina, gathering her brothers, her friends, raising their awareness that how we need to be standing with Imam Rida right now. That we need to so that they cannot say things in his name and get away with it. That we are there to speak for him and defend him if he's in jail. If they're not letting him speak, at least we should do that. That we should be there. And everyone knew that they need to rise up for the support. 400 people started their journey to join Imam Rida under her. 400 people left there, 17 of her brothers, children of Imam Musa Kazim, and many cousins, and many others were there. Sadat, non-Sadat, Shias. 400 people left in order that they go there and settle down. It's not just that they're going there for a vacation or a visit. They were moving from Medina to Khurasan, a place that they don't know, which was Gharib. They uprooted their lives and were moving there to support the Imam. That's why you see, and then they came to Save, which is about 2 hours from Qom. If you have been there, a place called Save, they were camped over there when the news obviously had reached Mamun, and he had sent forces to get them, and they were attacked in Save. They were raided in Save, in that place, and with that raid, a lot of them were killed, some ran away, and Hazrat Masooma was injured. Hazrat Fatima Masooma was injured there. Now, and that's the reason you see that so many Imamzades are in Iran. Why they came? Because they're coming to support of Imam Rida. They're coming there to support him, to be with him, but because, and she's the one who raised that marifat in them. She brought that, that nur into their lives. That we need to go for this. Imam Rida had that many people, right? Imam Hussein didn't have that many people. Imam Rida had that many people, but they came. But you know what? They were scattered. She was injured, and the governor of Qom, who was a Shia, he heard about it. He went to Save, and he found her there, and he brought her to Qom. And in Qom, she stayed for 17 days because she couldn't go further. Everyone was scattered now, killed or absconded, here and there. And she knew that there was no way forward to help the Imam. And then all she could do is make dua and prayer. And she prayed for the well-being of her Imam. 17 days she prayed until she died. 17 days she prayed there until she died there. When Imam Rida heard about her death, that's when he said that whoever wants to visit me should visit my sister Fatima. Because she was a Shia of the Imam. My friends, a Shia of the Imam. That was this is the seerat of the women of Ahlul Bayt. That they are not the Imams, but they were the Shia of the Imams, the first Shia. Just like she gave her life for the support of the Imam. Same way that Bibi Fatima gave her life for Imam Ali. She gave her life for Imam. Look at Bibi Fatima. When you look at her, you see this. You know, it's like when she was dying and she was injured, and she was going through that pain of her ribs being broken and losing her child. And when she was going through that and was in her deathbed, you know, Imam Ali, I mean, he was really broken. It was broken to see Bibi Fatima like this. You know, I mean, if you see your wife just like crumble in front of you, and this is Imam Ali. He spoke about her and says, you know, I was given you as an amanat, and this is what happened in my hands. Look at that. He came to Bibi Fatima and asked her, are you happy with me? When he came there, Bibi Fatima asked him, are you happy with me, Ali? Are you happy with me? Imam Ali is thinking, why are you saying this? Bibi Fatima is in this situation, Ali, because of you. Because of supporting you, because of defending you. Fatima is in this situation. She's dying in your love, under your Imam, supporting you, Ali. And she's asking you, are you happy with me? Imam Ali said, Fatima, don't say that. Tell me, are you happy with me? Are you happy? Your Imam is asking you, are you happy with me? This is the same way that Bibi Zainab supported Imam Hussain. Her daughter learned from Fatima. She supported Imam Hussain, that when Hussain had died, she came to the body of Hussain and said, Allah, accept this qurbani from us. سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون يا محمود بحق محمد يا الله بحق علي يا فاطر السماوات بحق فاطمة يا محسن بحق حسن يا قديم الأحسان بحق حسين. Oh Allah, give us the tawfiq to be on the right path. Give us the wisdom to understand, guidance. Hasten the reappearance of our Imam. Make us his helper when he comes. وآخر الدعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد.